Hey, listen.
Come on with it.
Hey, so welcome
Man.
back. I'm back with the truth. 3-time national champion Rashawn Jackson. Back with a couple of other national champions.
Already.
I'm with Joe Walker and Erwin Swiney.
Already. Yeah.
Just before we get started, I just want to talk about, we'll start with Joe. Y'all answer the same questions.
Yeah.
Okay, just give it back. Where you from and how you make it to Nebraska? Like, who recruited you?
From Dallas, Arlington, Texas. I played at school I was attending was Arlington Lamar. And I played quarterback in high school. But when I got recruited as an athlete. So turned the gear, reached out to me, he wanted to recruit me. And then, they reached out to me, there would be conversation. Me and Coach Osborn came to visit. And once he came to visit, I took the trip and became a Husker.
What, did Coach Osborn solidify the deal? And if so, why? Because he came to everybody's house. He came to my house.
So when I initially met Coach Osborn, it was almost like he walked through the door in my house. It was almost like he had a demeanor as a president.
For real.
Yeah,
right.
My whole demeanor was, I felt like I would be the president in a sense. But, he humble spirit, you could tell, he was a man of faith. I just like, things he was saying, how, basically like, you speaking to a father figure or, older, mature, wise man. That was what it very intrigued me about him. Just the time Nebraska was the #1 team in the country, and I would get recruited by Michigan, Tennessee, Miami, Ohio State.
A lot of big game schools.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So
To play quarterback or just athlete?
just athletes. So
Okay.
once I got here, they really didn't know if they were going to use me on offense or defense. So, what really made me make the final decision was, I was like, you know what, this recruit thing too stressful. I'm just going to go with the #1 team in the country. So at that point, I felt like I can't lose going with the #1 team in the country.
Yeah.
We've been dominating for the last 4 or 5 years. So cool, that's who.
So the mystique of Nebraska football and us winning all them championships played a part in that,
Yeah.
as well as all that. Erwin Swiney,
Yeah.
Sweets.
Yeah, already.
Give me like the quick story of how you came to Nebraska football. Who recruited you?
Yeah.
Why'd you come? Why'd you choose Nebraska?
Yeah, well, when I first got recruited and I came here, I was a junior in high school. When I did a verbal agreement and I very first met, he asked a question about me with Coach Osborn. I never met Coach Osborn, knew anything about it, to be honest with you guys. But when I very first met Coach Osborn, man, it was I was a junior in high school. I went to a camp, summer camp, after my junior year in high school, and me, Cal Vandenbosch, Dave Vogt, all three of us. I'll never forget it, man. When I met him, it was a lot like how you said. It was like you meeting somebody that great, prestigious, and he was very prestigious. You know what I'm saying? So when I seen him, man, and I performed well at the camp during that time, and they very offered me. But I was recruited by Ryan Brown, Coach Ryan Brown, as wide receiver. I caught one-hand passes, man, when I was using one arm, and I did all that through camp. You know what I'm saying? I was fast and run speed, and they offered me a verbal commitment then, and I committed, to be honest with you.
Right
there. My history was a lot different than other people, for real, to be honest with you, you know what I'm saying? Because this is I'm trying to be real with the people, man, about my history. And that's to be like, it's a blessing that I was able to play with a team with that prestigiousness and, man, that come with that ability, man, and being able to be put in that position, depending where I came from, man. And I think that it's very powerful And I congratulate every player that played when I played and everybody else, you know what I'm saying?
But you talk about, you know, some kind of about where you came from.
Yeah.
Just speak about kind of coming from the streets,
yeah,
and being able to being sent somewhere to get away from whatever you was going through back in Dallas, back in the city.
So I didn't touch on that. I originally come from Dallas, Texas, you know what I'm saying? My mother made the decision to send me up here, you know what I'm saying, to be, because I was getting in trouble. It was the best decision that she ever made in her life. And it was the hardest decision that she ever made in her life. To send a young son to go somewhere, but to benefit him, that she know wisdomly that it was going to benefit him, and she did that, and I thank her for it, because it was a turnaround. And I came here and I was playing, man, 2 years later, no lie, 2 years later. I was a junior in high school. 1 year later, I was in Coach Osborn, Nebraska office, getting offered a scholarship to Nebraska. My senior year in high school, I was already committed to Nebraska.
Lincoln High, right?
Northeast.
Northeast.
I came from Lincoln Northeast.
Yeah.
With a history of basketball championships from Amon Hamstetter, man, Al Mason, man,
yeah,
and all, and those brothers and those people, and coming to this Lincoln community was a eye opener. Coming to Nebraska, period, was an eye opener, and it helped me to see that it was my first time seeing high school kids stars. I didn't never really realized that high school kids were stars for being athletes until I came to Lincoln, Nebraska, and I seen these young kids around here, and people loved them, and I seen how they was playing, and how Nebraska football retaliated against, and how that the camaraderie was. And I think that's something that we really need to get back to, is really being supportive no matter what. And I seen that when I very first got here, and that's our history. Nebraska, man, when I come here and see that, man, Nebraska is supporting no matter what. So when I came here, man, I was showed love, and that's what happened with me, man. I ended up going to Nebraska, man, playing for a national championship, man.
Sir. So let's just talk about, you know, both you guys are both true freshmen.
Yeah.
Right? And you came to Nebraska at a high level when we had won back-to-back championships.
True.
96, we probably should have won another championship.
Exactly.
So I know, because I had been there, this was year 5 for me, I know it was hard to walk in and say that you guys were one of few true freshmen to play. Joe, why were you able to play as a true freshman? What attributes did you offer the university and the football team that said, you know, Coach Darlington and Coach Osborn, they believed enough in you to say, hey, we need you to play?
Well, my mindset was come from Texas, playing football. You know, it's a football state. So my mindset was, okay, I'm one of the top players in the state of Texas, and Texas is a big state. So to have success in Texas, you have to have the juice. You have to be good.
I get that.
Yeah.
But what made you, what made you, when you stepped foot, because when y'all came here, y'all came to camp.
Yeah.
Y'all first action was camp.
Yeah.
And I get it, Texas football was cold-blooded. I get that. But you didn't nobody give you nothing out here at the University of Nebraska. You had to earn it.
My mindset,
right,
coming from Texas, already before I stepped on Carolina, I'm about to go up here and take somebody's position.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sitting on no bench.
Exactly.
So whoever in my way, it just been get tough. Yeah. You know, that was my mindset, my mentality.
Who are some of the guys you came out? Who were some of the guys that you came out with in Texas that came out through your senior year?
Daniel Thomas.
Oh,
Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You know, outperformed him in high school. Yeah. We had guys. This other guy that played.
That's a big one. I don't even forget them other guys.
Yeah.
But so Swiney, same question. Yeah. When you for instance, for me, when I as a freshman, I got my ass kicked. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It didn't matter what color the player was. Yeah. They was trying to take a shot on me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I didn't have the same type of mentality to play. Yeah. And at my position, it was deep.
Yeah.
So, you know, I know we had a senior lady when you talk about the Tyrone Williams of the world. His son is playing right now. One of my big brothers played over in Canada League. One of the big wig over in Canada. Man. Anyway, it's right on the tip of my tongue. I'm killing myself because I should know this already. And he gonna be mad at me because I'm gonna interview him and we're gonna show this. But when you came, what was the difference? Hey Joe, you can answer this after Swiney. What was the difference between the football you was playing, because you was at Northeast, when you got to Nebraska, and why was you able to succeed to play as a true freshman?
Well, because it doesn't start when I was at Northeast. See, I did an interview when I was in high school when I got here and told them where my talent came from. And that came from when I was in Texas. See, I'm not really, I came in when I didn't even play football.
I get that Texas stuff.
No, you got to know that.
I get that though, but listen, the question I'm asking you though.
Yeah.
I'm saying,
mentality.
I know y'all mentality. I know Texas football is light years ahead of a lot of people, okay? So I'm not taking that. That's not the question. The question is, everything that you got from high school, from Texas, Northeast, from Texas.
Because when I got to Northeast,
listen to me.
I was killing
everything that you got from those schools. How did you equate that to be able to play at the University of Nebraska? What did you have to do out there on that football field to prove yourself to the coaches and the other players that as a true freshman, you worthy to play? Okay,
this is what we was faced with. Now, you want to talk about what we were faced with?
No, I want to talk about what did you do out there. Why were you able to play at the University of Nebraska as a true freshman? Because once you got here, I'm not talking about everything you learned. That I get that part. That makes you who you were. But that alone didn't say Joe Walker should play, because Joe Walker would get the ball on kickoff return and wouldn't stop running and crease. And they said, shit, we gotta have him.